Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about accessing intuition and even what intuition is. So, as far as I'm concerned, intuition is very different to logic. There will be a moment where you have to make a decision, and the logical choice is clearly A. And anybody you ask the question to would also say the answer is A. Let's do that option. Now, intuition is sometimes a knowing, sometimes a warm feeling in your body, sometimes the word appears brighter in your head, sometimes it feels right. And any logical comparison, anybody trying to put an element of sense around the decision would say absolutely do not do B. A is the option, A is the choice, that is how you will find success or joy, fulfillment, whatever it is. But there's a part of you, a deep knowing, and it's usually something that is sometimes for me unemotional. Sometimes it's just a brighter focus on this other option, and it says choose B. Now for me that is intuition, when there is no logical reasoning behind it, but something in your mind or your body, something is telling you B is the answer, B is what you should be choosing. For me, that is how I started to connect with intuition. I recognised that I was making so many decisions based on not necessarily logic, that's never really been my go-to, but other people's logic. So as a devout people pleaser, people had very strong opinions about what I should be doing or how the next moves I should be making. And I was asking them, so this is on me. I was putting out any question I had about life, about decisions. I was often putting it out to the people I loved and trusted the most. And I was saying, which should I choose? Please tell me. I can't decide for myself. And obviously, people would come at me with the logical solution. And I followed that for years till I was 30. Sorry, my phone goes off as soon as I decide to record or anything. So for years I was asking anybody else, what should I do? What is the right answer? And I had no real connection with what I thought, I felt, or my intuitive sense was telling me. So, first of all, there is no logic to intuition. Nobody else will be able to tell you what is the right answer. This has to come from you. You will be able to access what is the right choice, what is the right movement you should be making, what is the next right step. Now, there are people, obviously, who are tapped into intuition and can recognize where you might be choosing to act out of people pleasing again, fear, somebody else's beliefs about you. Those might be getting in the way and preventing you from listening to your intuition. And that's when it is helpful to have somebody on hand to say, is this your intuition talking, or is this fear coming at you? And we all have access to that. We all have the ability to see that in others and to see that in ourselves. But there are so many layers early on in life, whether that be through childhood, from parents, from siblings, from people you went to school with, from teachers, then to colleagues, to bosses, partners, and social media, the news, just social constructs and structure. They will immediately inform you who they think you should be growing up. It's not through anybody else's fault. They don't know they're doing it. Sometimes they do know, but most don't intend to do that. But we will have so much put upon us about who we are that it is so incredibly hard to start to unravel that and let these elements go so that we're able to start to hear our intuitive voice and our intuitive knowing. Now, you can't start to act on those intuitive kicks that you get until you have faith that you are able to make decisions for yourself. You are strong enough and capable enough to move through whatever that intuitive hit is telling you to do. And it's hard and it's difficult, and it's not an easy journey, but it is so worth it when you can start to recognize, I've always known how to make a good decision for myself. I've always known what is right for me and what is best for me. And other people that love and care about us will have opinions, and it's good. It's so to hear people out, but never put somebody else's opinion or logic before your own intuitive hit. So what I do, and my focus, and it has been for a couple of years now, is helping people recognize if they're getting an intuitive hit, or not even that. I'm not here to tell anybody if they're getting an intuitive hit, so it's not that. But it is recognizing, okay, what is coming up here? Is it fear? Is it people pleasing? Is it a need to help this person because of this and because of this? So I don't necessarily help people direct their intuition, but I do help people recognize what is clearly not intuition. And usually that is what brings up emotions and feelings in our body, strong emotions and feelings in our body. So these inbuilt layers of other people's opinions and other people's feelings and the labels that we've got for ourselves and the negative self-talk, that brings a strong emotional impulse in our body. That will be when you feel real unpleasantness, or you feel like closing up and you need to get away from something. That often is linked to these emotions that we need to sort through and work through and see what's what and see who's and how we start to release and let go of this stuff. For me, intuition is so much subtler than that. It's just, it can be a warm feeling, it can be a gentle little nudge. Sometimes it's just a thought. It's just a thought that is so random in the moment that I think, what else is this other than intuition? And it's just a really beautiful thing to unfold and unravel. And the more you start to listen to your intuition and your gut instincts, the more you start to trust yourself, the more you start to care about yourself, and the more you start to treat yourself well. And the two go hand in hand. One leads to the other, and the other leads to the first one. So yeah, that is what I think is intuition and what blocks us from accessing it. And we will delve deeper into that as we move forward. So thanks for joining me.